and welcome back to Next Gen Lens, the video series offering valuable insights about the next generation of consumers, powered by Next Gen Voices. My name is Nikki Stout-Crowder, and I'm joined today by Lauren Hall, Allison Savinsky, and Cassidy Hem, and we are all members of the Next Gen leadership team at Market Vision Research.
Today, we're taking a step back to celebrate our 5-year journey exploring the fascinating world of Gen Z.
In our research, we have uncovered what really makes Gen Z tick, and we're delivering actionable strategies for brands who are really looking to authentically connect with this influential generation. We have already shared our findings at industry conferences, through virtual webinars, and today we're really excited to share them directly with you.
So with 4 comprehensive studies under our belt and the 5th one coming up here soon, we have a lot of really powerful, impactful insights to share. And while we can't possibly get through all of those insights in this video series, we are hoping to highlight some of those key insights on how brands can best connect with this generation. So with that, let's dive right in.
Alright, so we're going to start off by talking about one of our very first series, and that was Spilling the Tea. In this series, we focused on trying to figure out how to attract, engage, and retain Gen Zers as participants in market research studies. And now, to say that our research illuminated a huge challenge would be an understatement. So we learned that some Gen Zers had heard about market research, but they weren't really sure what it was, what it entailed, and others had no idea that something like this even existed. Then, if we add on the fact that as an industry, we are still using old school methods like phone calls to reach them. It's not just ineffective, it is actually anxiety inducing and a total red flag for Gen Z. So if we bring all of that together, the fact that they find all of this a little sketchy, or as they would say, sus, it's no surprise. And, they've grown up in this place of data breaches and these online scams, and so their caution makes total sense.
Yeah, exactly. And so we asked, if the traditional approaches aren't working, what does? And what they told us is that they'd rather referrals from friends, getting real content on social media, and please don't try too hard. It really has to feel authentic. They also said that they really like the idea of having like a sneak peek video, something that can be short that tells them what to expect if they say yes to participating. And it is important because it takes the mystery as well as that sketch factor completely out of it. And we actually created these videos, started sharing them out, and we saw a huge increase in our engagement levels as well as our show up rates. And so this just goes to show that when we're able to meet Gen Z where they are, Gen Z actually wants to be part of the conversation.
So in our next study, Behind the Mask, that really caught Gen Z at a pivotal time. It was when the pandemic hit, right as they were kind of stepping into that adult world. So COVID did disrupt everybody's lives across all generations, but what was really unique about the impact it had on Gen Z was kind of holding them back from that precise time in their lives where they really were trying to get into that independent lifestyle, whether that was going to college, starting their first job, or maybe going out and living on their own for the first time. So what we really saw was, a corona coaster of a disaster, if you will. And that was amplified in this particular stage for Gen Z's lives. And it was during these COVID times that they really started to gravitate towards brands that were living their own values, whether that came to customers or in their own employee engagement as well. So Gen Z was really looking for brands that was going to back their claims in tangible ways. They didn't really want to look at brands who had all this corporate spin. They didn't allow for that.
Then our Gen Z Unfiltered research was all about how Gen Z uniquely connects with brands. And what our research uncovered is what we refer to as the spectrum of love, which essentially is just 4 different types of brand relationships that Gen Z has with different brands. So these are the forever brands, the situationship brands, crush brands, as well as finally those breakup brands. And stay tuned for a later episode where we will go into a deep dive on what each of those different relationships mean. But ultimately, your brand will be probably at different relationships at different times with Gen Z.
Right. And what we actually found was really interesting was just how personal these relationships really feel to Gen Z. Just like in real life with our own relationships, Gen Z is constantly evaluating whether a brand is worth their time, their trust, and even their money. And when a brand actually pays attention to where they stand on this spectrum of love, that can make a huge difference. Because once Gen Z feels a connection with you and your brand, you're no longer just a store or a brand that they shop. You really become a part of their story, and that's where real loyalty starts.
Our most recent research, Gen Z State of Mind, took a deep dive into Gen Z's perspective on mental health, and the statistics were really eye-opening. 85% of Gen Z rated their mental health as extremely or very important, and 74% currently manage at least one mental health condition. Gen Z is very passionate about pushing back against that stigma and challenging the idea that mental health is mental illness. But while they're vocal mental health advocates in public, many still struggle with vulnerability in private. And their top stressor isn't social media, like many might assume, it's finances. And that creates anxiety that permeates just about everything, from their career choices to their shopping decisions. And brands that take this seriously and support Gen Z with thoughtful products and experiences, they're the ones that will create connections that truly matter.
So what stands out across all of our research is one consistent story, and that's that Gen Z's habits are fluid, their loyalty is earned, and their influence is undeniable. In understanding this generation, it isn't optional. It's essential for brand success. So here are a few things to keep in mind.
The first is be real, because I know I can speak on behalf of all of us. If there is anything that we have learned from this 5 years of research, it's that Gen Z can spot inauthenticity from a mile away. Now, they don't expect perfection, but they do expect honesty. And when your actions match your values, you build the foundation for genuine connection with this generation.
The second thing, know where you stand in their world. Whether you're a forever brand or a situationship, embrace it and build from there. The right approach isn't always about flashy campaigns. It's about understanding your unique relationship with Gen Z and nurturing it thoughtfully.
And the final thing is to just show up for the things that matter to Gen Z. From mental health to financial pressures, Gen Z really appreciates brands that go the extra mile to kind of make their lives easier or better in those tangible ways. Oftentimes, small, meaningful actions go a little bit further and resonate more with Gen Z than those grand gestures.
Well, that is all that we have for you all today. Thank you so much for joining us. And as always, we invite you to subscribe to our YouTube channel. And we encourage you to check out our If You Know, You Know Playbook of Insights for more insights that we uncovered along the way.